Yeah, he's having trouble even bailing out. They're not gonna let him bail out. So he's stuck, man. Well, they say they placed him on suicide watch. Knowing Diddy, how do you think he's handling it being trapped in a cage, going from like top of the world billionaire to now he is stuck in a cage?
Well, he's off of suicide watch now. The suicide watch that he had was just something that they give the celebrities when they first come in and they going under so much scrutiny and, like you said, being stuck in a cage. So he's off of that now. But I do know that one time he asked me, he said, "Yo, how much time you did?" I said, "Around 12 years." He said, "Man, I couldn't do that time." You know what I'm saying? So I know for a fact that it's killing him. That it's killing him, man. When you've had money, fame, and basically been able to do what he's done, you figure this out. He had money and fame since he was around 21 years old. He's 54 right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's 30 years. So money to you is regular now. So what he's going through now gotta be driving him crazy, man. But I don't think it's enough to make him commit suicide, going back to that question you asked. I think he loves himself too much for that.
Now, one thing I've seen on the internet is they're saying that this was Cassie's plan all along. First she sues him, second she takes his money, signs the NDA, but she knows that if the feds come knocking, that NDA goes out the window and it doesn't even matter.
Uh, I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. I read a lot of that too, and a lot of that might have some truth to it. But I do know that he had that lawsuit for 6 months before it went through. So I think once again it was the love of his money. I think it was the fact that he was with her when she was a young girl and he got away with so much that he thought that he was dealing with the same young girl that he could manipulate, the same young girl that he could throw a few pennies to and she'd be okay, not realizing that it's a whole army behind her, not realizing that people was in her ear. And I think that she just got tired of it. If I asked you for $30 million and I tell you can't none of this come out and you're worth $1 billion, why are you taking 6 months? Why do you wait till the last day? Why do you make my lawyers file this? You could have just gave me this money from the beginning, and a lot of these things that he going through, he wouldn't be going through. Once again, that's that God syndrome. Once again, that's that I love my money syndrome. And once again, that's the don't nobody matter but me. And that's the reason he's into all this.
Yeah, I bet he's got a lot of regret not just paying that 30 million.
But you got to look at it. It's not just about that 30 million. You got so many witnesses. You got so many ex-employees. You got so many people that came out the woodworks. It's like David and Goliath. Everybody was scared to say something, but once Goliath finds out that he can be wounded, then everybody comes out. And a lot of that got to do with the way that you just treat people. He had to know that he treat people wrong and that people were sitting back waiting for this. I hate to say it, but, karma is a motherfucker.
Do you think a lot of people were just really scared to cross Diddy?
I think, yes, to answer that question, I think, yes, a lot of people were scared to cross him. I think a lot of people were scared of what he can do with their careers. When you look back and you look at the people that did have enough heart to cross him or did have enough heart to leave him or leave his label, and look how many people were successful. I really don't know any. So when a person tells you, if you leave me, I'm going to do this, or if you leave me, I'm going to do that, and you know the music industry that they tearing down right now, literally tearing down right now, was up in that type of order before Diddy, before him. So when somebody of that power tells you that, look at Wendy Williams. Look at what happened between him and Wendy Williams. He called up the station there, and Wendy Williams got booted over to 99 over in Philadelphia just off a phone call. So you don't want that type of enemy in the industry.
Do you think he held that over Cassie when they were together?
Of course. Of course. Of course, I think he held it over. But it depends on the type of strength that you have as a person yourself. You know what I'm saying? Some people say, I'm not going to let them threaten me. I'm not going to let them tell me this. I'm not going to let them tell me that. I believe in myself enough to keep going. And some people want it so bad that they don't want to take that chance of you being as powerful as you say you are and never becoming a star. You know what I'm saying? You can give Diddy 80% of the guilt, but you got to give Cassie at least 20%.
I mean, I could definitely see Cassie, a young woman coming up, dreaming her whole life of being a singer, getting herself mixed up in this situation, and feeling like she can't get out.
You dealing with a powerful man. Like, you got to understand, 19 years old versus, I believe, 38 years old or 37 years old. She grew up. She grew up idolizing Bad Boy. She grew up idolizing Diddy. So now you sitting there with this person that you've been idolizing in front of you, promising you things, telling you things. You seeing all of this in front of you. You living this. And I think you become addicted to it and you don't want to lose it. And you don't want to lose that person.
Yeah, man. It's pretty wild to think about, man.
I mean, you think about it on that level, right? And then let's think about it on a security level. Let's think about it on an assistant level. Because all of these people deal with the same thing that Cassie was dealing with, except the physical abuse. You deal with the situation where if you leave, there's been times that I've left and I've went and did security someplace else. And instead of a person saying, what happened, the first person, the first thing they say is, damn, he fucked up being with Diddy. Yo, I don't want him over here. You know what I'm saying? At that particular time, because they don't know the things that you went through. If you're an assistant and you go to another job, I've heard assistants say, you know, they want to know why I left Puff. You know what I'm saying? Why I left Diddy. Or what happened between us. Or why I got fired. When it might have just been that you couldn't take enough of the bullshit that you was going through. Some of it legal, some of it illegal in their eyes. So they might have not just felt like that. But they're blackballed now from doing what they really love. Whether it's security, whether it's assistant, whether it's a chief of staff or whatever, you're blackballed now because instead of people asking you what happened, all they could think about is the big person that you was working for and what happened.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon, so hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.